stage, film, television. He's there to help.
Really big thing about Brett is he's actually a tremendous educator and teacher. He sort of shoots with him and tells the students what to actually expect, not an ideal version, not a scary version, but a realistic version of what the business is like.
Okay, detective, stick with the evidence, but it only goes one way.
Brett, everyone knows you are the Daniel Day-Lewis of the University of Houston.
Why Daniel Day-Lewis?
Think of something.
Okay. Well, Brett Cullen is the Daniel Day-Lewis of the University of Houston. Okay, you're right.
Brett, congratulations.
We're proud of you.
You really are. You've done so much wonderful work for the university and for the drama department, and nobody deserves this more than you do. Seriously.
Proud of you, yes. My dad would be proud of you too.
Yeah, he always thought of you as the Daniel Day-Lewis.
Of the University of Houston.
And I want to congratulate my friend Brett Cullen. I first met Brett at the University of Houston. People ask why does Brett have such an attachment to U of H? Well, I would say first off, it's because his last name is on half the buildings. Although, it should be said that Brett was not from, as he put it, he was from the other side of the family.
The first time I ever saw Brett Cullen, he was coming out of dance class at the University of Houston in a flesh-colored unitard and leg warmers, had hair down to his waist. He was terrifying, because what is he, like 6'4"? But we became fast friends really quickly. We did shows together at U of H. We had so much fun watching him on TV when he first hit, and it's so great to see what a fine actor he's become, and I'm proud of him.
Hey, Brett. It's your best friend. 40-something years and we can't get rid of each other again. We're being honored. That's fantastic. I think both of us can say that we probably wouldn't have been actors if it wasn't for the University of Houston. I just want to let you know that while you've been gone, I've had your name legally changed to Ezekiel. So now. Have a great night. Love you. You think this is funny?
It's me!
If you really look back at it, Brett will tell you, I'm not sure how I got in college. I'm not sure if it was the right place for me. But the fact that I got in and what Cecil Pickett did for me, I need to pay that back.
When I go up around 19, I'm going to take my entire collection of Johnny Cash long.
Brett, on the occasion of you are being honored at the gala, I want to just extend from the bottom of my heart my sincere thanks for everything you do for the School of Theater and Dance, for the McGovern College of the Arts, the University of Houston, and for, more importantly than anything, for our students. They look up to you, they admire you, they take you as an inspiration. I do too, and I'm glad that I'm getting to the point that I really can call you my friend. And I thank you for everything that you do for us.
Brett, we thank you for your devotion and your dedication to the University of Houston. You have made an enormous impact and you're continuing to do so, and we all appreciate it. Thank you so much.
This is Houston. Say again, please.
Houston, we have a problem.
All right.
Going all the way, if I go all the way back to the beginning of the McGovern College of the Arts 7 years ago, Brett was vocally supportive of the university's vision for a college of visual and performing arts to capitalize on its historic successes in the arts. And Brett has truly become a trusted advisor in the years since. So Brett, I appreciate everything you've done for the McGovern College, the University of Houston, the City of Houston, the arts industry in our country, and for me personally. And it's my honor to present you with the first ever Distinguished Alumni Award for the McGovern College of the Arts.
All right.
was told I was an auctioneer tonight. I wasn't aware of this, but I want to say a few things. Andrew told me I had 5 minutes. And as Sally and Michelle know, my wife, it's hard to shut me up. Renew and Paula figured that out eventually. Stopped answering my emails and my calls. You know, it's like, when you've got to do this, you got to change things. We got to move forward. We got to make it more. Maybe teach the kids what the real world was like, because that's what happened to me here. I came to school in 1974. I had hair down on my ass. Excuse my language. I met Dennis Quaid, who later told me when he saw me, he'd give me 3 months and I was going to be out. I proved him wrong. Still one of my dear friends. All right, as a matter of fact, I want to say this. We just had a film with South by Southwest that Dennis and I starred in called The Long Game, which I hope all of you get to see, about Hispanic kids in 1956 who won the high school golf championship. And we won the audience award at South by Southwest with this film.
All right.
Let me see if that'll stay there so I can read it. So I took some notes. When I was here in 1974, Sidney Berger, Dr. Sidney Berger, and Cecil Pickett, they had a program where they brought in Frank Castaro, Vanette Carroll, Jack O'Brien, Bobby Lewis, all these great New York acting teachers and Broadway directors that I, of course, asked Sidney, who's driving them? And he goes, well, they have to be driven. And I'll do it. Because I knew that if I had the opportunity to be around these men, I could actually turn to them and ask the same question that the students at the university ask me today, which is, and please excuse my French, what the hell happens when I leave here? And these men taught me, and women, what I was expecting to see when I got out to the real world, because university is the real world. It's brutal, it's tough, you gotta be a shark-skinned person out there because you get kicked in the teeth a lot. And as I say to my daughter, who's also in the business, it's not how many times you fall, it's how many times you get up. You gotta keep getting up. So I'm trying to pass that on. Thanks to Renew and Paula, and welcome, by the way, Diane. It's our new program. That we need to bring professionals in, which we have done. We got Victoria Burrows, one of the biggest casting directors. This is a great story. Victoria lived down the street from me. She's one of the biggest casting directors in Hollywood. And she told me she was moving to Houston. And I said, ooh, you're moving to Houston? I said, I could pay you to teach for a week each semester. And the students are getting to work with one of the premier casting directors in Hollywood, understanding what the real world is like out there and what's expected of them when they walk into a room and they meet a director and a casting director and a producer and what's going to really happen as opposed to what happens in the theater department. Because it's brutal and it's brilliant, but it's also what they need to learn. What I'm trying to accomplish here is I'm trying to bring back what I had, which was true professionals working with the students so that you're not so terrified. You can actually walk out like I did when I left the University of Houston in '79. I was ready to go. I could do Shakespeare, I could do Chekhov, I could do comedy, drama, I could fence, I could dance, I could, as Sally said, kind of sing. And I did. And since 1978, I've never waited at a table because of the education I got at the University of Houston School of Theater. I've made a living as an actor and as a producer for a very, very long time. I'm actually getting my pension and Social Security now. That's how old I am. But I'm pleased with what I've accomplished, and I'm proud of it, and I want to help the kids who are going to school here doing the same thing. I always talk about, and my wife laughs at me a lot, my lovely wife, Michelle, who was put over.
I don't know, probably none of you watch, but I've been addicted since it came on to American Idol. And there's a reason for this. You get one shot. And I tell the actors in the university theater department, in the film school, and actors I know, young actors that come out to Hollywood, I say, you get one shot, everyone gets a shot. And are your muscles ready? Are your artistic muscles ready? Are you ready to rise to the occasion? And that's why I love American Idol, because they get to go one time and see where it takes them. And if they deliver, they move on. And that's what happens in our industry. You gotta take that big swing. You got an at-bat. You wanna use a sports analogy. You get a chance to go up there against the star pitcher. And can you get a hit? Can you get a home run? Or can you hit a grand slam? And that's what these kids need to learn. And that's why I'm here, why I give my time, my passion, and I truly feel it, because a lot of people forget what they were given. I was given an education and a craft here at the University of Houston. And I think I have an obligation to give back. And that's what I'm doing. I want to say two things. I get emotional, I'm sorry. It's not, I cry in Hallmark commercials, I'm sorry. But I care a great deal. I thank the Cullens and the Robinsons for everything that you guys do, because you're amazing. And you've supported this university, built this university. But the one thing, I want to embrace so badly is that somebody step up tonight and give $25,000, so it'll be matched. But no, honestly, I want to say one thing. I get my sense of humor is so twisted, I'm sorry. On April 20th, and not many of you know this, but I know all of you love the arts. Faith Prince, Tony Award winner, is going to be performing here on April 20th in the Quintero Theater, and not many people know that. And I want all of you to go out and see her and see Sally Mays, my dear friend, who is now teaching musical theater at the University of Houston, which we need desperately, because I don't know if any of you know this, but a dancer at a musical theater production on Broadway makes as much money as a straight play, as an actor in a straight play, unless it's a star. So we need to do more musical theater. When I was here, we did 2 shows a year. Next year, they're doing their first one. Last year, they did Little Shop of Horrors. But we need to do a collaboration with the School of Music. And one last thing I want to say is please see Faith Prince, please. And the kids who are also going to perform in her class. But there's something that's really important that we have to look at and really examine, which is where we're going. The University of Houston, when I went to school, there was Cecil Pickett and Sidney Bricker. It was considered probably the greatest acting program in the Southwest United States. People came there to work with Cecil Pickett because he was a genius. And I worked with 2 geniuses, well, I worked with a few, but 2 geniuses in the acting world as teachers, which was Ken Stanley and Cecil Pickett. And we need to embrace that, and we need to find that again, and we need to make the University of Houston the star in which everyone wants to come and be a part of. People need to come here to work. People need to come here because it's a place, a destination, where you have great professionals working with the students, so when they leave this university, they're ready to bust it. They're ready to bust out, and they're ready to show their wares, which is what we always have, and that's what we're moving towards. So I want to thank all of you. I want to thank Andrew for this honor, and I want to thank the University of Houston and the McGovern School of the Arts. So I'm so happy we created that. And Renew, I want to thank you. But thank you so much for this, and please come see Faith on April 20th, and just support the arts. It's just a great thing. Thank you.
Brett, thank you so much. A quick reminder to bid on the silent auction. The auction is closing soon.